First, I take an image, still, silent, frozen. Then I animate it. The scene begins to twitch, to breathe, to stumble forward. The question is simple, but the answer isn't. Which one is more unsettling?
Eerie Aquarium has warned you. Subliminal haunting is our game.
A photograph lets you wander through its silence, choosing where to look, circling back to the details that won't let you go. An animation doesn't give you that luxury. It pulls you forward, frame after frame, with sound and anticipation, refusing to let you rest. Tonight, I'll show you both, the stills and then the motion. Watch them carefully and ask yourself, what triggers the most fear? In what refuses to move, or in what refuses to stop? A photograph isn't just a frozen instant. The lens always gathers light over a span, whether a fraction of a second or longer. Every still is a passage of time, pressed flat and abandoned. The world kept going, but the picture refused. That refusal is part of its eeriness. And still images give us something rare. The ability to navigate. We can choose our path through the frame, linger on a corner, return to a face, study a crooked shadow. The fear doesn't rush at us. We go looking for it. Often, it isn't the subject that unsettles, but a tiny incident in the background somewhere. A deep pain, a menace, or just a shadow that leans the wrong way. The detail that pricks us privately and lingers long after we've looked away. For me, stills are like delayed poisons. They may appear quiet while we view them, but hours or days later they return, clearer than other memories, sharper than alleged. And perhaps that's because we were the ones who navigated them. We built the memory ourselves, choosing what to inspect and what to ignore. The photograph makes us complicit in our own haunting. Moving images disturb differently. The first frame insists on the second, and then the third. Anticipation becomes inevitable. Something might happen at any moment. That anticipation itself is a form of anxiety. But motion adds another weapon: sound. Voices, echoes, silences that feel too heavy, distortions that scrape at the nerves. Sound dictates how we feel the frame, when to brace, when to shiver, when to wait. A still may prick us later, but an animation shakes us now because its noises inhabit us directly. Motion also magnifies error. A face that looks nearly human in a still can betray itself the instant it moves. Eyes tracking too smoothly, a smile arriving half a beat too late. Resemblance is fragile, and movement multiplies the failures. Sound sharpens the collapse. The lip that doesn't quite match the voice. The laugh that feels hollow. The silence where there should be sound. Motion rarely lets us pause. the unsettling detail flashes and is gone, carried forward by the next frame. For me, the fear is strongest in the viewing, but weaker in the remembering. The impression dissolves into mood, or ironically, a single frame, while still images linger long after the initial viewing. So which unsettles us more, the image or the animation? I'm not certain it's the same for everyone. Some will find photographs unbearable. Others will be more uneasy when time is stretched and distorted in motion. Perhaps the real answer lies in our expectations. How much agency do we want when facing what frightens us? Do we prefer to search for the spook ourselves, or to be led into it by a stream of frames and sounds that won't let us breathe? If I speak only for myself, I think stills cut deeper. The control over where to look tricks me more, and the longer I linger, the more likely it will return. They pierce through time and wait for us long after we thought we'd forgotten. But I don't expect you to agree. Let me know in the comments. Do stills haunt you more, or do animations impact you more deeply?